Doing an unboxing of the TBF-1 Avenger from 21st Century Toys Ultimate Soldier. This is the 1/18th scale and it has never been opened. Here's the side. And the barcode, if anybody wants to know, is right there. That's the model. And it does come with 3 soldiers. I'll open it up. I already made the tape loose, so I can just pull it out. And it comes with, looks like, little caps and some screws to cover up the screws once you screw everything in place. The rubber bands basically disintegrate that were originally around these guys. This is one of the action figures here. This guy has goggles on. The arms move fully, and the legs, and they have 3 different positions. The legs, well, it's pretty, there we go. Legs bend, and then they twist. And then same with the arms. They twist, and then, actually the hands move too on these. The hand spins around. And then the head tilts side to side. That's a pretty, oh, and it comes with a parachute on the bottom. That's a pretty cool feature. There's the first pilot. Okay, second one, they're held in by, there's these little straps, but then also the rubber band. You can see how the rubber band's just almost evaporated. I don't know if that's the right term. Disintegrated, it's just literally falling off. As it's been, I think it's 20 years old, but it's coming off pretty easy. So, same thing with this guy. Moves in all the same places. He has a parachute as well. That's pretty cool. He doesn't have goggles on, but he has goggles on his head, and the hips rotate. There's that guy. And then the last guy, they all look a little different too, which is pretty cool. This guy doesn't have goggles on. He's got a little mean looking face. Parachute as well. All the arms, hands move. So there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. All different faces. See if I can hold them up like that. Here we go. It's pretty cool. And they all have parachutes. All right. Take the wings off first. Looks like I gotta turn it over. I'll get my knife. I'll be right back. Okay, so it has tape underneath this cardboard box. I'm gonna set this to the side actually, because this is what you get in the bottom. Little instruction manual, I guess. You get 2. It just tells you, I guess, how to put everything together. And then this is the other page. In case you're missing that, let me put this paper behind so you can see a little better. You get these little rockets, which I'll open up for you. So pretty cool. They're all the same. Really good detail. So there is, let's see, 3, 4, there's 8 rockets. Some of them come with, like, I mean, they did a really good job of paint, but of course there is some little scuffs here and there, just or lack of paint from the factory, I guess. And then over here, it's held in the corner. This is the torpedo. Try to open this up real quick. knife. That's the torpedo. It's pretty big. There's that. So that's what's in the bottom of the box. Moving back to the plane itself. It says right here at the bottom, the way to get your torpedo and rocket: turn over the blister tray, black tray, remove the cardboard, get your torpedo and rocket now. I'm going to war. Do not attempt to fold wings until you have read the enclosed instruction sheet. All right. We're gonna gently set it down, and I'm going to spare you all the details, but I'm gonna unwind all these. Okay, that took a while. And I wanted to do that because if I ever want to resell this in the future, I don't know if I ever will, but that way I'll have everything to put it back together. And good thing is I have this video to see how I did it. So this is the body. It's the bomb bay. The motor spins, the prop spin, I should say. Oh, both these doors open separately. That's cool. That literally just pops off. It hooks onto the top here, pushes back in, and then slides over. This one does not slide right here. This is the bay. It actually moves. The gunner position. That's pretty cool. And then the turret goes up and down. See if you guys can see in there. I have to turn on my flash in a second so y'all can see more detail. And there's the windows of the bay in there. Oh, that looks cool. And there's the other gunner position. This turret moves as well. And then there's the wheels. The rudder does rotate. Go to the other side here. That's big. There's the exhaust, and then the bomb bays. Torpedo bay, I should say. That's pretty good detail. I'll get to that one in a second. That wing's got one going through there. Wing number one. It does rotate right here. This flap opens. The wheels come out and it rotates. The ailerons work as well. They rotate. I don't know what that is, just a gap. It has a light. Well, it's not a real light, but it's imitation light. Cool, that's really good detail. Set that aside. Wing number two. Held in there pretty good. This one does have a couple marks right here from paint. Oh, it wiped right off. Cool. And I think this is a speed indicator right here. I could be wrong. If you know what it is, let me know. I don't know a whole lot about this airplane yet, but it's freaking awesome. I'm learning about it. There's the wheels. They have a spring right there. And then this is the locking mechanism. That flops down and it keeps the wheel from going back. And then if you want to put it up, push it down. They spin. These are pretty heavy plastic. That's like That's a good plastic too. It's not, almost feels like rubber. And that's a good fit. And then the tail fins. Tail wings, I should say. Number 1. No paint other than the gray, but they do move. The flaps do move. Pretty solid. And they have these in there good. And they locked it in here, so like you can't just pull it. You actually have to be able to get it out. There we go. I didn't get that one off all the way. That saved you a lot of time unscrewing all these, or untwisting all these. It took a while. There we go. That one does have a little bit of white scuffs right there and there, but no big deal. All right, next I'll show you how to put together. All right, so now I'm gonna take the left wing, and right here where these little tabs are, you snap the wing in right here, and all you do is snap it like that. And then on the underside, you've got screws. So I'll put in 2 screws there, which came in this little baggie. And then it came with these little caps right there, which you use to put on top to hide the screws when you're done. I'll do that, and then I'll also do that with the second wing. I'm gonna take the first screw, put it in, make sure the tabs are lined up. Push it down just a little bit to line it up. See how it goes in. So you gotta find it, I guess. There we go. Found the groove. That one's in, and they're all the same size. But you do have to make sure you find the groove, because when I first tried to get it in a second ago before I turned on the camera, it wouldn't go in, and I realized you had to push the wing this way a little more flush with the fuselage. Yeah, that's going in now. There we go. It's a pretty tight fit. All right, now we'll move on to the next wing. Same thing, just slide it in there like that. Take a screw. See if you can see that. If you don't line it up just right, see how that doesn't line up with the screw right now? Screw hole, and you do that, and it lines up. So I'm gonna hold it right there. It doesn't want to push in on its own. You have to screw it a little bit. All right, so now they're screwed in, and you can pull the. This is to fold the wing, and I'll get to that later. But now that they're in, there we go. I'm gonna do this. Flip that open, see the spring. There's a spring right here. And then it locks on that little tab right there. Do that one, and I'm gonna do the next one. This is a beast. Oh, and I forgot to show these little tabs. If you flip it over, on the bottom here has white and gray. It pops in like that. They definitely cover the holes. See if I can show you. So the screw holes are right here, and those, and then also on the other side. I'm gonna install the tail wings. They snap in these two little slots right there with those two, and they just push in. There we go. There's one. Other two slots there. Start with the back. It seems like it's a little easier. And push it in like that. Here we go. I'm gonna pull the tail wheel out. That one you just pull down, looks like, and it locks. So you push it up, you just grab the wheel itself and it rotates, and then you pull down and it locks. So this is what it looks like fully assembled. Push that in like that. This is everything that came in the box, plus these 2 pages. And I'm about to install the torpedo next, and the rockets. So there's 3 rockets, or 4 rockets on either side. There's little holes right here where the rockets go. And you just snap this part in, and just push in. There's 1, 2, 3. They're kind of loose, honestly. I don't know how that's gonna work. Yeah, that hole's pretty loose. See how it is on this side. They're pretty loose. Kind of a bummer. Everything else fits pretty well. The wing is wobbling a lot because it rotates. So I'll show you how that works. All right, to do the wings, fold the wings, you have to have the wheels down and the locking position, meaning you have to have this tab down. And then this little triangle flap has to be open because there's a locking pin right there. So once those are open, you hold the plane like this, and you pull it forward, and it'll come out of its locking tab like that. And then you just rotate it, and then it'll lock in the up position. There we go. Now that one's locked. This is what it looks like when they're both in the locked position. All right, I'm gonna get a video of how to install the pilots. The first thing you have to do is actually, kind of seems sketchy, but you have to lift this cover off. Just make sure there's a slot right there where the gun goes, so make sure you don't mess the gun up. And the turret does rotate left and right and up and down. And there's a little spot, a little seat in there. So you're gonna take, I'm gonna use this guy because I think the pilot comes with goggles. That's what I'm assuming because there's only one. See how I can fit this guy. The parachute's on the butt, so let me see if I can get him in there and I'll get back. What I figured is you can actually pull this out. It doesn't break. There's these little slots right here, there, and here that these little things just slide underneath. So I'm gonna put them together like this and slide them in. And this is actually pretty accurate for the actual real plane for them to wear parachutes. It was actually their seat. I just actually had the opportunity to fly a T6 Texan, which is a training plane for a lot of these pilots that would go on to fly the P-51. And I got to fly it while I was just in Florida, and that was an awesome experience. They actually let you fly. It's called Warbird Adventures in Florida, and it was actually near Orlando, and it was awesome. They let you fly, did barrel rolls and all that. I'll probably post a video of that soon, but yeah, the parachute was on the butt of the seat, so I had to strap into the parachute and then sit on it. But so this guy goes in. They're kind of hard to move. Let's see if I can do this. It is kind of hard to move a little bit, and they're been sitting in a box. So let's see how he fits. I guess I'm just put his arm like that. That looks kind of cool. He's ready to shoot. And let's see if I can get him in here. There we go. All right, so I was able to actually get him in. Had to wiggle it around a little. His head's kind of close, but yeah, that looks pretty cool. I like that position. Looks like his arm is holding the gun. The cockpit view. It's pretty detailed in there. The gauges actually have dials and numbers. That is crazy. Sorry, it's a little shaky. I zoomed in quite a bit so you could see. There we go. Not bad. Back here, you can actually pop this whole thing. Comes right off, just clipped on. Make it a lot easier to get the pilots in and out. So there's like a fire extinguisher down there. 2 more in here. I don't know much about this plane, so if you know what those are, I'd love to know. All right, I was actually able to get him in and get his arms closer on the joystick. Really cool. But these side panels actually are better. They'll slide, but I figured it's easier. There's a little lip up there and down here. It's just easier to pop on. So they'll slide, but they don't go very far. So I just did the same thing, both of those, before I realized that you could just take the top off. The whole top came off. But here it is. And then now, I'm gonna get to the bay. This door pops open right here. And there's the gunner position right there. Let's see if I can zoom in on that gun. Rotates up and down with the window. And inside here, there's the pilot, or there's the gunner's legs. There's the details. I guess he's just supposed to lay in there. I don't really know. So I actually got him laying down in there. It's pretty cool. And he's got his parachute on. He's got his legs back there. Looks like he's actually firing the gun. Have fun, buddy. Be safe. It definitely does still feel like a toy, but let's see if you can see him in there. There he is right there.